Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. This is Jeep's Raptor, in a way. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Provo for giving me some time with this Gladiator. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 3.6 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 285 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So the Mojave has a cool hood scoop there in the center, which makes it look a little bit more aggressive. You got Mojave here on the side, and then I like the LED lighting. I think that's pretty cool looking. You've got the steel bumper here. You've got the orange recovery points to signify that it is the Mojave. Fog lights there at the bottom. There's the front end. Tire wheel setup is 285 by 70 by 17 in the front and over in the rear. Got nice silver trim there with the satin gray on the wheels. Fox shocks, that's one of the big things with the Mojave. Still have a solid front axle. Got the nice body painted fender flares. Got the Jeep badge on the side. Desert rated rock rail protection as well. And then see here with the Fox shocks in the rear. And if we take a few steps back, there's your side profile. And then here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start. Got the Jeep logo there on the back. Press that and that'll unlock her. Now, very slow lowering, that's for sure. We got LED lights here in the bed. Protection from the factory as well. And this is pretty, yeah, it's pretty lightweight. Got the Jeep logo there on the back, the squared off taillights. More recovery points here in the rear as well. And that's all for the exterior. Now this leads us inside where we've got soft touch there at the top with the nice stitching. Look at these seats, pretty cool looking with all of the trim. Now legroom's pretty good for a mid-size pickup truck, not massive but good for a mid-size. Got some vents here, window controls, see outlet, and then cup holders as well. And then I think the window here in the back is manual. Yeah, it's manual for the opening, but it does at least open. And this one's got the top insulation. Popping up front, we've got more soft touch here, up top too. Blind spot warning with the mirrors. 882 for the payload. Mojave there on the seat. Again, nice trim all over. You got all of your power adjustments. Light controls here with your fog light and your cargo light. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Here's a quick look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. Got radio controls on the back, practical controls for the center. You also have your adaptive cruise control as well. Regular old stocks there on the back too. Now I've got a mostly analog gauge cluster. I like how it shows you what you're in with the driveline there, front and center. And then you can see different bits of info and systems within the car, pretty straightforward. They do have a backup camera reverse. We also have a front-facing camera as well that you can also clean, which is a good feature. Shortcut bar here on the side. This does have your dual zone climate. It also has heated seats and a heated steering wheel on top of that. But yeah, overall the screen's pretty easy to use. Look at that! More of the green across the dash with the orange. Anyways, we've got analog controls for the climate, the seats, the steering wheel, got your little off-road cruise control. We've got a bunch of window controls down the center, some charging ports as well. 4 auxiliary switches, your axle locks here. Got your off-road plus, and then your drive line select. Notice this does have a 2-speed transfer case, but also has auto and for all high part time. So it's cool that you've got a bunch of different ways to work the 4-wheel drive system. Shift for the 8-speed auto. Some more storage here. Nice trim on top, and good storage. Got some USB ports as well. Regular rear view mirror, and then we've got nice top insulation. Here's our window sticker for the Mojave. You can see that we've got quite a bit of equipment as part of this X package. $64,210 is the total MSRP. And let's see how it performs. let us set off in the Gladiator Mojave. I'm going to be driving this backpack with the Rubicon, so I'll drive the Rubicon second. See how they perform. Jeep has pretty much brought the Gladiator pricing back to what it was when this was first released. Because when it was first released, I remember a first edition, launch edition rather, Gladiator that was basically just a loaded up Rubicon. It's like 60 grand for the MSRP. So this being 64 and actually has more options than what that had back in the day because this has power seats and stuff. Yeah, we brought it back down. That being said, $60,000 for a midsize pickup truck is still a lot of money. But less than it used to be, right? Less than it used to be. So, V6, you know, tried and true, not the most exciting powertrain, but gets the job done. And you know, with all these people going and buying older cars that have like no power, I think that people wouldn't complain too much about this. Jeep's turn signal sound is very unique. It's kind of like a clunky snap. Yeah, you definitely got to get into it a little bit with this to get it up and running, but it's not bad at all. It's got some solid torque. Yeah, let's get. Nobody ever said a Gladiator was fast, right? It can get out of its own way, though. It can get out of its own way. I do like how it drives. I think the shocks smooth things out a bit. I mean, you got to remember this has solid axles front rear. And here's something that I will give credit to Jeep, and I'm saying this because I own a Grenadier. Jeep has done a really good job with solid axle steering. You compare this to the Grenadier that I own, you compare this to any old solid axle vehicle or, you know, modern pickup trucks like a Ford Super Duty. I know it's a big truck, but still, just how direct this steering is for a solid axle vehicle and how little it drifts, it's quite impressive what Jeep's done here. They probably have the best, when I say best, the most direct steering for a solid axle vehicle out there. So, props to them for doing that. Yeah, overall, I mean, the Gladiator's cool. I think we all have the same thought on this, that it ought to have more power, right? Especially this Mojave package. If you're gonna make a Raptor Gladiator, then give it Raptor-like power. But other than that, I mean, it's a cool package, and bringing down the pricing, I think, is a good call, considering everything that's happening. And so, yeah, overall good package. Should be interesting to see how this compares to the Rubicon, but I will say, at least on road, the Fox shocks do seem to help out a bit with the dampening. But just understand that, like, if you're gonna get most of the benefit with this off-road. If you're only gonna drive this on-road, going for the crazy off-road, oops, I hit the GoPro on the thing. Going for the crazy off-road package is not necessarily gonna be the route to go.